Hello, welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. Tonight I want to talk to you about the fact that the state of Florida has entered phase 3, which means, among other things, that all businesses can reopen. So all this is happening just as the President of the United States comes down with COVID-19 and is admitted to the hospital. So while we're going to be able to get back out there more, we just all have to be very careful. I'm a firm believer in masks, and you have to wear a mask to enter businesses, which I think is a very good idea. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens now that bars can freely operate. I do think that Boca Raton is a lot more careful than most places in Florida, because I have traveled around the state and I've seen what's going on. Some areas, it's almost like there is no COVID-19. And what I mean by that is people are acting as if there is no virus out there. You'll walk by a bar and it'll be packed and people aren't wearing masks, and there doesn't seem to be any social distancing. But I think in Boca Raton, we're a lot more careful. So I think it's relatively safe to go out here. And I'm going to take you on a little tour around the town so you can see what it looks like. The city is such a beautiful place. There are a lot fewer people here now than normal, but I would expect that the snowbirds are going to start to come back in a few weeks, and hopefully we'll get to kind of a new normal and we'll be more comfortable going out. We just have to still be careful, because I've talked to a couple of people who have had COVID-19, and you don't know if you're going to be that person that gets a real mild illness or maybe no illness at all, or if you're going to be that person that ends up in the intensive care unit. And I've talked to people that had no pre-existing conditions and still got very, very sick and ended up in the hospital. So as we get back out there, I want everybody to be careful, everybody wear their masks, social distance when you can. My thought is that it's okay to go to restaurants where they're very careful, but stick with your group of people that you know and perhaps that you live in a household with. I think when you get into bigger groups in restaurants, that's when you start to get a problem. But I want everybody to go out there, enjoy the city of Boca Raton. If you're comfortable, just be very, very careful. So I'm going to show you what I filmed in downtown Boca Raton. I am in downtown Boca Raton, and you just gotta love this city. It's beautiful down here. I gotta say, Boca Raton is still being very careful and very quiet, but it's such a pretty downtown. Let's take a walk. This is one of my favorite streets in downtown Boca Raton. There are a couple of restaurants along here, people sitting outside. It's nice and breezy. What I love about this street is the buildings are so tall you get shade most of the day. If you live in Florida for a while, you don't want that much sun. I want to point out a lot of businesses have gone out of business, probably because of COVID-19 and not having the customers. So when you walk around downtown, there's a lot of vacant storefronts, more than there was before. And that's kind of sad to see, but hopefully when things open back up, people will come back in, we'll get new businesses, and the downtown will flourish. We got Chops Lobster Bar over there. They have a lot of outdoor seating, which is nice. So it's so nice down here. There's a breeze, autumn is here, and I'm kind of wondering if all of the snowbirds are going to come back like they usually do. We should start seeing them within a few weeks. I think they will. I've heard that a lot of people from New York and New Jersey are buying second homes in Florida because they're afraid if they get shut down again up north, you'll be confined to the indoors, where Florida, at least you can get out, you can go to the beach, you can go out in your backyard, you can walk. So it's not so bad. Still quiet, but as evening approaches, more and more people will fill the streets, and there's some activity. I think we're getting back. Okay, right here behind me, we have another new restaurant coming in, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. It doesn't I don't see a name, but if you go by the pictures, it looks kind of like an Asian restaurant, which would be a nice addition to downtown Boca. Farmhouse Kitchen. Pat's Wine Bar, one of my favorite places. Okay, I'm on East Palmetto Park Road now, near the intersection of Federal Highway. That's Sanborn Square behind me, and this is beautiful East Palmetto Park Road, which is kind of like the thoroughfare of Boca Raton, and the beach is that way. So it's a beautiful day. Not too many people out here, but it's very nice. First thing I want you to notice is that the fountain behind me is on. For the longest time, they had the fountains off. I think it was just part of kind of shutting down the city. But now they're on. It looks good out here. It's not packed. People are keeping their distance. Okay, we're going to go back here because iPic Theater is open again. They were closed for a long time. So it says, welcome back. Guests are required to wear a face mask when not dining or consuming beverages. And it says they're doing thermal temperature readings. But it's nice to have the movie theaters back. Lord & Taylor. They are going out of business. It says now 40 to 60% off store-wide. So I hate losing that department store. I hate that my buddy Barbara at the Chanel counter is not going to be there anymore. But might be one of the casualties of COVID-19. It just feels so much better down here. Maybe because it's not sweltering hot. People in Boca Raton are way more careful than most cities. I've noticed that. Okay, while some businesses in Meisner Park are closing, there are new ones coming in. This place is called Calaveras Cantina, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun when it eventually opens. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode of the Becky and Boca Show from downtown Boca Raton as we move into Phase 3, the reopening. See you next week.
You have been watching and listening to the Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton.